Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 NIV. What if the reason you feel so tired tonight is not because you did too little, but because you tried to carry what was never yours? You prayed, you worried, you planned, and now the night is here. Quiet, honest, unavoidable. This is where God meets you. There is a particular kind of weariness that shows up at the end of the day. Not the kind that comes from physical labor. The kind that comes from holding everything together. You kept your composure. You stayed responsible. You tried to think ahead. And now that the noise has faded, your soul finally admits how heavy it feels. This is not weakness. This is truth surfacing. Let me take you into a very small, ordinary moment. The lights are off. The room is still. Your body is ready to rest, but your mind is still standing guard, running through possibilities, replaying conversations, anticipating tomorrow, as if staying alert could somehow prevent pain, as if sleep would mean losing control. Here's the truth most of us struggle to accept. God does not need your awareness to work on your behalf. He does not wait for you to fall asleep before he begins. He has been working all along. The night is not a pause in God's care. It is often where his quietest work begins. There is a reason Scripture speaks so often about God working while people sleep. Sleep is where striving ends. Sleep is where control loosens. Sleep is where trust becomes real. When you sleep, you are no longer pretending that everything depends on you. And that is exactly where faith deepens. Many people believe rest is something you earn after everything is handled. But biblical rest comes before resolution. Rest says, God, I trust you more than my ability to manage outcomes. That kind of trust does not shout. It lies down. Tonight is not about solving tomorrow. It is about releasing tonight. Releasing the need to predict. Releasing the habit of mental guarding. Releasing the pressure to stay in control. Because control is exhausting, and God never asked you to carry it. Here is your action for this first part of the night. Stop rehearsing. You might whisper quietly, God, I give you permission to work while I rest. Then let your body agree with that prayer. Let the bed support you. Let your breathing slow. You do not need to stay alert. God already is. This night is not empty. It is active with grace. And while you sleep, God is still working, carefully, faithfully, quietly. The night does not ask you to understand everything. It only asks you to stop fighting the quiet. During the day, effort convinces you that movement equals progress. At night, effort reaches its limit, and the truth surfaces. You cannot protect tomorrow by staying tense tonight, and God never intended you to try. There is a gentle lie that often keeps people awake. If I stop thinking about this, something might go wrong. So the mind stays alert. The heart stays guarded. Sleep becomes shallow. But Scripture paints a different picture of safety. It tells us that God neither slumbers nor sleeps. That while human strength fades, divine care remains steady. That protection does not come from vigilance. It comes from presence. Think of how night was designed, not as an interruption, but as a rhythm. A daily reminder that you are not built to carry everything non-stop. Darkness falls whether you plan for it or not. The body slows whether you approve or not. Sleep arrives as an invitation, not a demand. And in that rhythm, God is teaching you something. You are allowed to let go. Here is a truth that brings relief to tired hearts. God does not do his best work only when you are awake. Some of his most faithful care happens when you are finally still. While you sleep, he watches. While you rest, he arranges. While your mind releases control, his hands remain steady. The night is not when God steps back. It is often when he steps closer. This is why night prayer is not about asking God to start working. It is about remembering He never stopped. Your rest does not delay His plans. Your sleep does not weaken His protection. Your silence does not reduce His attention. Nothing is lost when you let go. So tonight, let go intentionally, not because you feel brave, but because you are tired of pretending control is helping. You might feel resistance at first. That's okay. Trust always feels unfamiliar before it feels safe. Here is your action for this part of the night. When your thoughts try to pull you back into planning, answer them gently. God is working. I can rest. Say it again if you need to, not as a mantra. As permission, let the night do what it was created to do. Lower your guard. Quiet your effort. Return responsibility to God. You are not being careless by resting. You are being faithful. The night gently teaches what daylight often hides. That trust is not built by control. It is built by release. You may notice now that your body is heavier, your thoughts slower, the urgency softer. This is not your guard failing. This is your soul learning a safer way to rest. There is something deeply human about wanting to stay alert. Alert feels responsible. Alert feels protective. Alert feels like love. But that is inviting you into a deeper truth tonight. Love does not need to worry to be faithful. You are not more caring because you are tense. You are not more prepared because you are exhausted. Care without trust becomes burden. Love without rest becomes fear. Scripture does not describe God as a backup protector. He is not watching in case you fail. He is the primary keeper, which means you were never meant to stay awake, guarding what He already holds. Think of how many nights you have survived. Nights where you didn't know how things would turn out. Nights where fear felt loud. Nights where answers were unclear. And yet, morning came. Not because you stayed alert, but because God remained faithful. Here's the core truth settling into this moment. God's care is not fragile. It does not need your reinforcement. It does not depend on your alertness. It does not weaken when you rest. If anything, rest honors it, because rest says, I believe you are enough. This is why night prayer is not about words. It is about posture, a posture that says, I will stop trying to do what only God can do. That posture brings peace faster than explanations ever could. Let's slow this down even more. If your mind tries to jump ahead, don't argue with it. Just redirect it gently. God is handling this now. No urgency, no force, just release. Here is your action for this part of the night. Allow your body to fully rest. Not halfway, not cautiously. Let the mattress carry your weight. Let your breathing deepen. These are not small acts. They are acts of trust. You are not surrendering responsibility. You are returning it. Returning it to the one who never needed help holding it in the first place. And as you do, something steadier than control begins to take over. Peace. As peace begins to settle, the night invites you even deeper. Not deeper into thought, but deeper into trust. You may feel the urge to check one more thing, revisit one more concern. Hold on just a little longer. That urge is familiar. But tonight, you are learning something new. You are learning that rest is not something you fall into accidentally. It is something you choose, again and again, especially when control feels comforting. Control promises safety. Trust actually delivers it. Here is a quiet contradiction the night reveals. The more you try to protect yourself, the less safe you feel. But when you release protection into God's hands, peace begins to grow. Not because danger disappeared, but because fear lost authority. Think about what it means that God watches over you. Not casually, not occasionally, continuously. which means there is no moment, not even this one, where you are unattended. Your awareness adds nothing to his care. Your rest subtracts nothing from his protection. This is why Scripture speaks of dwelling in safety at night, not because the night is predictable, but because God is, and predictability has never been the source of peace. Presence is. You may notice your breathing changing now, slower, deeper, less guarded. Your body is beginning to believe what your spirit has been hearing all along. It is safe to stop. Here is clarity that calms the heart. Nothing you are worried about will be improved by your exhaustion, but everything may be approached differently after rest. God is not asking you to ignore responsibility. He is asking you to trust Him with timing. Let this truth settle gently. You do not need to stay strong through the night. Strength will be there when you wake. Right now, rest is your assignment. Here is your action for this part of the night. Give yourself permission to be unaware for a while. You might whisper, "God, I trust you to watch while I sleep." Then let that be the final task. No more checking, no more planning, just rest. The night is not a gap in God's care. It is a space where His care becomes visible, not through effort, but through peace. You are not missing anything by resting. You are receiving what you've needed all along. As the night continues, the quiet begins to feel less empty and more intentional, not because your problems vanished, but because your heart has stopped chasing them. This is often where real peace begins. There is a subtle shift that happens when you finally trust God with the unseen. You stop asking, "What if something goes wrong?" and begin resting in. Even if it does, God will be there. That shift changes everything. Not the circumstances, the weight of them. Many people believe peace comes from certainty, but certainty is fragile. It collapses the moment plans change. God offers something stronger, confidence in His care. And that confidence does not require answers. It only requires trust. Night prayer teaches this better than any explanation. Because at night, you cannot check outcomes. You cannot force solutions. You cannot verify safety. You can only trust. And trust, when chosen freely, becomes rest. Here is something important to name. God is not asking you to ignore your fears. He is asking you to stop letting them lead. Fear speaks loudly at night, but it does not speak truthfully. Fear imagines isolation. God provides presence. Fear predicts harm. God promises care. You may feel moments where your mind drifts back to concern. That's okay. Each time it happens, you are given another opportunity to place the same burden down again. Trust is not a one-time act. It is a gentle practice. Let's bring clarity into this moment. If God is truly watching over you, then this night is already covered. Covered by grace. Covered by attention. Covered by love. You are not resting on chance. You are resting under care. This is why Scripture speaks of peace that surpasses understanding. Because this peace does not come from logic. It comes from surrender. From the decision to stop insisting on control and allow God to be who He already is, faithful. Here is your action for this part of the night. When the thought arises, "I should be doing something," answer it gently. Rest is what faith looks like right now. Then let your body remain still. Let your heart stay quiet. You are not being passive. You are being positioned. Positioned to receive rest. Positioned to wake with clarity. Positioned to trust God more deeply than before. The night is doing its work, and God is right here with you. As the night deepens further, trust begins to feel natural instead of forced. Earlier you had to remind yourself. Now your body already knows. The tension that once kept you alert has softened. The urgency that once demanded attention has lost its voice. This is not because life suddenly became simple. It is because your soul has found where it can rest. There is a sacred relief in realizing this. You are not the one keeping your life from falling apart. You never were. You participate. You respond. You care deeply. But you are not the anchor. God is. And anchors do not ask the waves for permission to hold. This is where many people misunderstand faith. They think faith means staying alert, staying ready, staying strong. But faith often looks like closing your eyes because you trust someone else to keep watch. That kind of faith is quiet and incredibly strong. The night is not asking you to solve anything. It is asking you to settle, to let go of the need to manage outcomes, to stop measuring safety by awareness, to accept that God's care does not require your supervision. Here is a truth that brings deep calm. God does not guard you reluctantly. He is not tired of watching over you. He is not impatient with your need for rest. His care is steady, His attention unwavering, His presence constant. You are not a burden to His watchfulness. As your breathing slows, notice how peace feels different now. Not fragile, not temporary, grounded. The kind of peace that does not disappear when thoughts return. The kind that remains because it is rooted in trust, not circumstance. You may still sense the edges of unfinished things, plans waiting for morning, prayers still unanswered. But they no longer demand your attention. They can wait, not because they don't matter, but because God does. Here is your action for this part of the night. Let yourself stop checking inwardly. Stop asking, am I relaxed enough? Am I trusting correctly? Those questions belong to effort. You are no longer there. You are resting because you are held. Nothing is being neglected. Nothing is slipping through God's hands. This night is fully covered, and you are allowed to rest deeply within it. As the night reaches its deepest calm, something settles that words can no longer improve. You are no longer trying to rest. You are resting. This is where trust finishes its quiet work. Not with a feeling, not with certainty, but with surrender that no longer resists. Your body is heavy. Your thoughts are distant. Your heart is no longer guarding the future. This is not accidental. This is alignment. There is a holy simplicity to this moment. You are not asking God to do more. You are allowing Him to be who He already is. Faithful, attentive, present, and that is enough. Many people spend their lives believing peace will come later, after answers, after clarity, after resolution. But tonight shows a different truth. Peace can come before everything makes sense, not because life is resolved, but because trust has taken its rightful place. You are no longer measuring safety by awareness. You are no longer measuring faith by effort. You are simply resting in the care of God. This is what the Psalms describe when they speak of lying down unafraid, not because danger vanished, but because God did not. Here is a quiet truth worth carrying into sleep. Nothing you are releasing tonight will be neglected by God. Nothing you stop holding will fall outside His care. Nothing you rest from will be forgotten. The night is not testing your faith. It is supporting it, holding you while you let go, guarding you while you sleep, working while you are still. If a final thought passes through your mind, let it be gentle, not a request, not a plan, just a knowing, I am safe enough to rest. There is no urgency left here, no task waiting to be completed. Just rest, honest, deep, deserved. God is here, God is awake, and you are allowed to sleep. As the night comes to its quiet close, nothing more needs to be said. Nothing more needs to be carried. Nothing more needs to be proven. This is the place where trust rests fully. You did not arrive here by effort. You arrived here by letting go, by choosing not to fight the quiet, by allowing God to be God without interruption, by admitting, gently, that you do not need to stay awake to be safe. That choice matters, because it places your life back into faithful hands. Here's the truth that settles everything tonight. God has been watching the entire time, not nervously, not reactively, not conditionally, faithfully. While you released control, He remained steady. While you rested, He stayed alert. While your thoughts grew quiet, His care did not waver. This night was not empty. It was filled with unseen protection, with quiet alignment, with the kind of work that only happens when striving stops. You did not miss anything by resting. You were exactly where you needed to be. So let this be the final movement of your heart. Not a long prayer, not an explanation, just a whisper, like breath. God, I place myself in your care. I trust you with this night. I rest in you. And now, be still.